So next up, we're going to be messing with Pile Up. So Pile Up, to my understanding, is a game where they give you a little platform and you're building a city. Now the idea about it is you start building on top of like if the city goes upwards, but there's certain stuff like you put like an oil canister for your refinery, but it has like its own dangers where if you put certain buildings too close, it adds the risk of the oil can exploding and that kind of thing. So the gist of the game is it's supposed to be kind of like a puzzle city builder. I don't really know much about it yet, but that is what it is. But I've heard good things, but I haven't caught anyone playing it. But it's another one of those ones where the devs gave me a key for it. It's a fairly new game, so we're going to be checking it out. And per always, when I go into these games, the first thing I do is check the accessibility options to see what's there. So you do have language support. You have sensitivity for rotation and drag, which is good because that'll help with like motion sickness if it's just like whipping around all over the place. Yeah, you got basic quality stuff, volume, controls. So not a whole lot there, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's kind of one of those things when it comes to a lot of this type of stuff that, you know, okay, they might have a color deficiency filter for people with color blindness and all that. That's fine. But they could also implement the game in such a way that it's not necessary. So I won't ding them for not having a setting unless it's very clear when we get into the game that they need it and then they don't have it. Then I'll ding them for it. So we'll start with the tutorial because I don't know what I'm doing. Do you want to learn about the island? Sure. In Pile Up, your goal is to increase the population of your island as much as possible. Okay. Oh, space to advance. As your island's population increases, your island will level up. Um, it's not a small house, it's a small house. Don't ask why there are 3 people inside. Portable house. People are small. So we piled them 12 inside. Gardenless house. Just a house, no garden included. Home office, a fine piece of art. Select the building below using a left click. Okay. Great. Now place the cursor anywhere on the island and press left click to place the building. Okay. Okay, they also use Q and E to do this. But how do I rotate you? It's not click and hold. It's not right click. It's not scroll wheel. There we go. It's R. Okay. Alright. Deselect the building using right click. There's no sound and it's bothering me. Is it just too quiet? Let's see. And there is, so there's technically sound. Yeah, it's the faintest water sound. There we go. The silence was just too much. To move the control over. Tell me to drag the camera and I am. I am moving the camera game. We've zoomed all the way out. I zoomed all the way in. We have circled the island this way. And now we circled the island this way. Circling the island this way. And up and down don't do anything. Well, I seem to be stuck in the tutorial. I have done camera things. Oh, I see. Rotate the buildings. But I am pushing R. There we go. Change selected. It's interesting that they're telling me how to place the buildings after they required me to place the buildings. Gotta read. I don't wanna. When your population hits the certain milestones, you can get factories, so you can keep developing your city. So we have a house factory will generate houses until it drains out. A requirement factory. It will generate requirement buildings until it drains out. And a support factory, which, okay. It's going to have me build each of these. Oh, I can, like, really lean those over the edge. That's interesting. I think the instructions need to have a better font color. The gray doesn't make them stand out enough. I think it's also, it gave me all the things to, like, do all the camera stuff. So what might have been better is instead of, like, having one option here, then the next option, like, where it's just, like, rotate camera, it probably should have just had all four of them up at the same time. Like, rotate camera, do this, do this, do this. And then, you know, as you do them, it doesn't have to do them in order. Because then you'd naturally be like left, right, it would tick the box, up, down, it'd tick the box, and then you'd rotate and you'd tick the box, and you'd be like, oh, I'm missing the one. So I think it was just they tried to isolate it too much that there was confusion there. Or they need to introduce where it's like, rotate the camera, and they just show you the rotate the camera control. When you place each one on your turn, you can pass a turn by pressing space or clicking the bottom right. Every factory gives you buildings of its own type. Alright. So I can build a big house. See the bubbles over their houses? These are the needs of the building to keep your people happy. You need to provide those. They're pretty angry at the moment, since the requirements aren't being provided. If you can't make people happy, you'll get kicked out. Oh, and finally, sometimes people die. You can't make dead people happy. Requirement buildings provide needs. Some buildings have their own situations. These situations usually are really important and require focus. Read the warnings by hovering over the mouse. I actually already did that. They're saying explosive. This building can explode in contact with igniting building like electricity. Solid. This building cannot be destroyed. Why would I want a platform? Oh, the platform. Oh, that's interesting. That's structurally sound. So I can make my island wider by setting up platforms. I'm sure there'll be limitations on what it can handle. Okay. Park. Provides the need for nature in its range. There we go. Sometimes you'll need to make choices when your population hits a certain milestone. Sometimes you'll select an action factory with risky buildings. Let's see, population building under the roof buildings increases by... Population of buildings under roof buildings increases by 50-75. Lets you pass the round even though you still have a stack of buildings left, destroying them. Isolated keeps the buildings rather than destroying them. Buildings can give you great advantages if you use them right, but they can also bring your doom. Special buildings, on the other hand, are really powerful buildings that some even are able to change how the game works. Go on, select one. Sure. What kind of main... Let's see. I saw another streamer play this very briefly one day, and I really wanted to see how far one could take it. What kind of mega structure madness you get. Yeah. Alright, so we need to select a card. An action factory lets you craft a limited number of unique and risky buildings. A factory that lets you craft... You literally all say the same thing, so I guess... Sure. So place buildings. So a telescope. Population of buildings under roof buildings increases by that much. We have an action factory. A house factory. And a support factory. Okay, do I still have the brightness thing on? I did. Okay. Congratulations, you're now ready to build your own island. I wish you an explosive-free days. Alright. Hopefully this time we'll actually have music. Because, like, that was the thing, is like, could you be less silent? Okay, game mode, sandbox, regular. I was gonna go with it. Oh, I have to click and hold. I see. Alright. Oh, I have a feeling. You know what that middle dot represents? That's its center of gravity. I have a feeling you can break your stuff by if I place that building there and then I put this there, maybe that's a problem. Because some buildings look like they go away after a while. May break some stuff early on to test. I'm debating that. Let's see. No, it seems to be okay with it. Because that should definitely have pushed its center of gravity over the edge. Maybe that's just how you expand your island wide. Just keep doing that. Oh, blood moon. We're all dead. Okay. A park. So it needs nature. Then we have a platform. So our island is very much on one side. An electric generator and a home office. So it's warning me that this is an ignite risk. So I don't want to put anything that can be ignited too close to it. I do like that it does the thing where, like, you drop down the house, it kind of just makes a bigger house and all that kind of stuff. Provides water in its range. I would like to see this building. I assume electricity and then leak range. So leaking negatively affects the buildings below it. I see. Speaking of Blood Moon, 7 Days to Die is gearing up for another content drop update on Monday. Yeah, I saw. There's I've been talking to some other content creators. I'm not a biggest fan of 7 Days to Die personally. Like it's not what I'm like, oh, it's terrible, I don't like it, or anything like that. But it's just like, eh. But there's a number of creators that, you know, I've interacted with before. I'm like, you know what? If I was in a big group with them, I'd have a lot of fun with it. Alright, so it warns me not to have an ignite thing inside the red circle. Funny, I just heard you say those exact words. So that shouldn't be a problem because they're far enough apart. Alright. So it looks like these other factories stopped giving me stuff, so I'm not just getting houses, which is fine. But, I'm assuming we hit 600. Okay, there we go. We get another park. Okay. They did a lot of mega changes again. The patch notes are so very long, I couldn't fit them all on a Steam announcement. Nice. But yeah, no, I'll definitely check it out. Like, more than likely what I'll probably do is when, if this thing goes with all the our content creators that would be involved. I don't want to say names just in case, you know, some people it doesn't happen, that kind of thing. But, if that does end up happening, I think that'd be good. Big house. Hey, Noplo, how's it going? Apartment complex. Alright, so we got a really tall building. Alright, we're no longer stack land, we're now Stackville. Generates a watchtower every 3 turns. Okay, it's my only choice. All of these are the exact same, so I'll just choose one. And that gives us a house factory. All right. But yeah, so it's kind of the puzzle aspect of keeping buildings that are dangerous apart. Like that electric building and that gas, I had to keep enough distance between them or they explode. I was trying to keep the houses like centered around these parks and that generator. Keep the people happy, because supposedly if I don't keep enough people happy, they kick me out. Alright. I do love how we're making this, like, house and it's just, like, this big kind of mashed together thing. Generates a building which can curse or bless your day when played. Okay. It has cursed our day. Depth. Ignites itself when placed. Oh. Oh. I see. Oh, well, that's fine. So it seems like some things exploding is unavoidable. Yeah, that's what it's like. It's like, alright, if the building is the one that got me in trouble, yeah, let's burn that one down. I guess I get nothing this turn. Oh, good. Another casino. Boy, it doesn't do anything other than it needs... Always being there for you. Okay. So the watchtower is interesting because, like, I could play something like the casino, then grab the watchtower, and then place the casino again if I really wanted to. Water tank, so it leaks. I don't know what leaking really does. This building will destroy what's below it in the next turn, excluding the same building or what our solid thing was. And I already placed the thing on top of my other water tank, so I'm just going to go ahead and just shove you over here. Means I should probably have had like a column of water tanks. Oh, good. Casino time. Cautions. Your citizens are irritated. You will lose in 5 turns. Because I'm not meeting their needs. Okay, so we're almost back to happy. We also have a bunch who are dead. They didn't give me any buildings that turn. So the good news, they don't make me just try and remember what we need. Cool. So that brings up the happiness enough that we won't lose immediately. Okay, so we're all right. All right, so we're getting upset again. Need a turn where you get 2 watchtowers. Oh, so I can put a watchtower to then pick up the watchtower. I know some of the buildings, the watchtowers just don't do anything. So what's interesting is it's not by a ratio of upset. It appears that what ends up happening is the amount of happy people you need gradually increases. You need to use... Oh, I have a watchtower. That's fine. Is I just gonna take back the house and then let me put it down again? Is that what's happening? That's what's happening. Yeah, so it's escalating more and more and more. How many people I need to keep happy. Which is kind of weird because it doesn't feel like it's giving me any opportunity to fix the happiness though. So there's a social crisis. Oh, that's just their game over screen? What? Okay, when placed, every factory in touch gives 5 buildings from themselves and gets drained. Slum gives 2 more of itself when destroyed. Storge gives 1 random requirement and then generate 3 brick roofs. I see. Interesting. So, it's a roguelite. Alright, we'll do one more round on that and see what happens. We're out there killing people, then complaining about not having enough people is typical ruling elite. Well, it wasn't. I didn't. So it didn't strike me that on that wheel where it was like green, red, and then blank, that the blank was the dead people. It makes sense now. I was like, man, this is just escalating. It's like, how am I supposed to work with this? So this time I'm going to plan for a water tower to be just in a spot in the middle of this. We'll see how this goes. So support factory, I don't care about. That could be just shoved over here, over here, over here. But the idea is I want to put the water tower in the middle here somewhere. Okay. So that should leave me enough space for the water tower. I wonder why that's... So that's if that explodes, that's what it impacts. Alright, so that should supply the needs for a bunch of these houses on this side. Alright, what was the button for... There's a button for a top-down view. What was that? Top-down view is control. So no one's dead. A couple people are sad. We'll leave that open, I guess. Yeah, so many people have sad. There's a couple of people over here who want power or whatever is the gas thing. All right. I do like how many of these games are coming out where they kind of like do the thing where you put the buildings and kind of like mesh into more, you know, like more interesting building designs and all that. There's been a lot of games doing that lately, and it's just a fun thing to watch. All right. So I'm keeping where I put stuff to try and keep them happy, knowing some of this is going to make it harder for me to place buildings later. So that's another park. I'm assuming I can't just place you up here. I can. Okay. So it needs power. So I need to get a power plant up here of some kind. So you get watchtowers every 3 turns. Okay, so casino and slums, or slum and casino. It looks like it's the same thing again. All right. Yeah, every turn the required critical happiness does seem to scooch up just a little bit. All right. So power generation, which has an igniting concern. Should be good there. Okay. Provides needs for every building in range. So it does kill people when you replace the building entirely, even by using a means like that. That's good to know. Now the casino has its own needs. That's about the best thing we can get is hitting just the one factory, so we'll do that. That didn't kill more people, that just destroyed one of the house factories. I need another water tank, please. Because I need a solid building or a water tank to continue to progress that. I also need a source of gas or fuel or whatever you want to call it. That wasn't spaced well. And you need water. They built you too high. So I need a solid platform for potentially doing something about the water. So to get a solid platform, I can put it like over here over these gardens, and I believe that'll be fine. Okay, so we have a house factory. I can put you here. Farm factory. Drop you there. Support factory. Drop you here. Alright. There's the water tank. Do we have... So we have a support. I'll check this. Or solid objects. So I have a support, so I should be able to go all the way up here and say, yes, I would like this here. Please don't tell me you're going to actually destroy stuff. Oh, it still destroys stuff even then. I should go back and pick that up now. Yeah, there's no edit undo. That'll still help a little bit. So what I should have done is put it like off the back there and built in the back. Alright, so we got gas. Alright, that's as close as I can get. That'll cover a whole bunch of them. This is becoming an unmitigated disaster. Alright, I could wedge one in here. There you go. This is getting to be a real weird city. Alright, so the park has to be on a rooftop. And we've got the park there and the park out here. This whole thing is just a straight up nightmare building. Electric generator in range. Hey, Pronger, how's it going? Alright, so we have the home office. We got big house. Let's put that there. When you're going to lose, you explode some at the bottom. I could try. If the game gives me something to explode. Because as you can see, the requirements for people just keep getting higher and higher and higher. And sooner or later I will hit the point that there is just no way to maintain it. Unless it has like a max it hits. Alright, starting a decent number of sad people. Yeah, so I have a need for, I believe, gas and water now. Just make more people happy. Easy. Well, on the good news, I've only killed 100 people so far. Which was doing a test that I figured was probably going to kill them, but, you know, not knowing all the game mechanics, we didn't know we don't know. We didn't know. Alright, new plan. Yay, we're now a stacked town. The bottom left corner looks like there's 3 selectable buttons. Bottom left corner has 3 selectable buttons. Alright. So there's the one that shows how my people are doing. There's ones that show what will be generated. And then there's just like the day and time. Yeah, so it's telling me I'm going to get a bunch of support and housing buildings. Now I have action buildings are showing up. Alright, so you have power generation again. I don't have anywhere that needs power generation right now. Take that back, I do. Well, that's a game over. We just killed about 645 people there. There's nothing I can do to salvage this. Because not only did it do that, it also pissed off half our people because it destroyed their power and their gas access. So, I mean, I'll try and blow up more if I can get my hands on more utilities that can blow up. All right, where can I actually place you? So begins the gamba. Oh, you shouldn't have. Can I get more dynamite? Hey, look. Literally no one in the entire place is happy. Oh, I didn't see that it was that you guys lost for stream from it. Well, that's interesting. It said I had 3 more turns till the game over, and then immediately went to game over. To be fair, I did accidentally kill a very large thing. Oh, you missed the entire explosion thing? Well, I am recording this, so I mean, at least you know what we can actually do, because I'm going to be wrapping up with this game. We're going to move on to the next one. I'll play the recording. All right, so bear with me for just a moment. I'm gonna give my quick review on this, and then we'll show that. So, just to be clear, I actually enjoyed this game. It is kind of a weird, like they say it as a city builder, and you know, like let's see, Twitch replay has a for that time slot. Yeah, no, it's no problem, Brennan son. I'll show the recording on the stream, but so I wouldn't really call it a city builder puzzle game. Like it's definitely a puzzle game, but I mean it doesn't. When you say city builder, I have a certain thing that picture. It's to me, it's like a puzzle game that you just kind of like put the piece on top and like try and arrange them. But still, it's a fun game. It's a nice, straightforward game that you don't want to click too fast or you explode the entire side of your city and it's bad. But dwarf romantic stylish, yeah, and you're just trying to like build up kind of thing. But it's a really simple, fun game. I very much enjoy it. This is called Pile Up. So I've absolutely enjoyed this game, and it is your type of jam. I have no idea what the price is, but the game is fun. So I'd definitely play more of this. Probably not on stream, I don't think, because this doesn't seem like the kind of game that's going to hold people's attention very long. All right, so I'm going to stop the recording.